So this last topic, I think it's probably going to be the shortest topic of the day. It's just because we're not breaking anything down. We're just having a conversation about our horror movie Mount Rushmore. Not movies. My bad. Our horror movie character Mount Rushmore. So before we get into our picks, do you have any honorable mentions or anything you want to say before we get into that?
Yeah, I'll give Michael Myers an honorable mention, and mm, I think I'm gonna just give one for right now. I'll give one for right now.
That's crazy. You gave Michael an honorable mention.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited to see. We didn't tell each other who was in our list before, so we could have a
No, we
legitimate
didn't.
debate about it. Michael, you don't think Michael's in the Rushmore? That's an honorable. I mean,
We can only have one man with a machete in
Michael
in
doesn't
the
use a
mall.
machete. He uses a knife.
The same difference in this scenario. He's stabbing and slashing.
So I had three honorable mentions. Chucky was an honorable mention for me. The other two, I hate that I couldn't put them in my four because they're my two favorites. Leatherface, man. I'm mad I couldn't put Leatherface on my four, man.
Yeah, I struggled to not put him on the list.
He was my fifth pick. I took him out for one person, and I'll tell you who that person is. Then my personal, he's my favorite slasher, but my favorite horror movie is Saw, and I couldn't put Jigsaw, but I had to. I put him in
Jigsaw. Ooh,
Billy the
oof.
Puppet. The only reason I don't think Billy the Puppet made it though is because Billy the Puppet, at the end of the day, he's an iconic look, but he's not that important of a character in Saw. He's just like the puppet. And
Right.
John Kramer himself isn't that iconic to get put into a Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I think the series of movies itself, but that's for another topic.
Yeah. So you want to do like pick for pick, like you say one of yours, I say one of mine.
Yeah, we can do it that way.
But you want to go first?
All right, I'll start with number four. I threw Jason at number four.
Yeah. I'm gonna just go with Jason right now too because I mean Jason was obviously gonna be in there. It's Jason.
Yeah. That's why I was like, once you really break down, our slashers, it's hard to put more than one of them in there where he is kind of the most iconic one.
Jason was my number one pick. I think he's the most iconic character there is. So
Yeah.
when I made my list, Jason was the first person I put down.
Nah, I got another person for number one, but we'll get there.
Right. Who's your next person?
All right, so for number three, I did put Leatherface.
Yeah, that's it. Man,
I think a lot of people like if we're talking horror movies, their childhoods kind of were based around Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yeah. Like I said, he's my
but not
favorite.
enough. Yeah, he's. I mean, if that's what you want to call him, I call him a hacker because he be chainsawing people.
Look, I don't want to get too off topic, but I do want to say I don't think Leatherface ever committed a crime. That was self-defense. Those people broke into his house. Maybe it was overkill, but they broke into his house. That's Texas. They
Hey,
got
yo,
self-defense laws.
bro, they were running scared. He's chasing after them with like 15 other people's face on his face.
Like I said, it may be overkill, but it was self-defense. They broke into his house. And look, he's not all there, bro.
Bro,
He
the
a little
door was
slow.
open.
He a little slow. They was in his house. If someone in my house, I don't know, I might pop. I mean, I
I,
ain't gonna cut their face off with a chainsaw and then wear it.
I
But
blame his parents.
my third spot, I'm gonna go with this one because you didn't, and I'm just like surprised. Michael Myers, he up there with. He might even be higher than Jason. To be honest, that's Michael Myers, the doodoo. And what?
He said the doo doo. I agree with you. I don't know. I feel like it was too cliche.
Man, I feel you on that, but like it's just like I could have picked a more unique list, but I wasn't trying to do my preference. I was trying to do what I think is the most the most well known, the most impactful.
I feel like my top. I feel like these four names that I did pick are very very known.
Oh no, no, I
Um,
agree. Who was the
and I
next
think
one?
that they're impactful to the horror world as well. For my ludicrous, my number two spot, I'm gonna give that to the Leprechaun.
Leprechaun?
Yeah, bro.
Nah, bro. I gotta disagree with you on that one, bro.
I
Not that.
had to give it. He was one of again. This is I guess this is more of a personal Rushmore for mine, where yours is more of a mainstream one. But I grew up watching the Leprechaun, bro, and like, yeah, bro. When I seen the fan trick he did, bro, I was like, no, that was crazy, bro.
Nah, I like Leprechaun, but I don't think. I personally don't think he's Mount Rushmore
Ooh.
over Michael Myers.
Yeah, because I already got Jason. What I need Michael Myers for, bro?
My next one, I'm not gonna lie, all mine is just slashers, bro. This
See,
next one, I feel like definitely deserved the spot. One of the most iconic characters, not just in horror, but in pop culture. Freddy Krueger.
number two.
Yeah, number two, Freddy Krueger. The glove, the nightmares, the 1, 2, Freddy's coming for man. I'm not putting mine in order. I said I had Jason at number one, Michael, and
Oh,
I'm
you
just
right. All right. Yeah, see, I was going in order backwards. All right, because I was gonna say, Freddie's my number one. Freddie's my number one. Because here's why. Everybody goes to sleep.
that's a fact.
All right. So, a lot of people have bad dreams, man. And like, that's kind of a depiction of it. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think it's the most relatable.
Now that's
Like,
true, and
clearly, you're not getting unalived in your sleep.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I think he's the most evil slasher too. Like
Yeah,
I
man.
think
He
what
was
he did when he was
conniving.
alive was more evil than what he did when he was dead.
Exactly right. His character alive was demonic, bro. He was bad. He was bad, bro.
Yeah, so yeah, I had Jason was my number one. Freddy, no,
But he's again the repetitiveness of the serial killings is an issue with like Michael Myers. Like, although I grew up on watching them and there's tons of them and they're great, it's a great collection. They're very repetitive in
I
the
agree with
style.
you, but like I was saying, it's who I feel like the most popular, the most important to the genre was those four. There's some other like one that I almost included as an honorable mention, but I didn't because I felt like they didn't fit the category was Jaws.
You said Jaws?
Yeah, I was thinking about putting Jaws as an honorable mention.
You were gonna put a shark in the horror Mount Rushmore? I
That's
could
why
see
I
for
did, bro.
movie.
That's
I
why
could
I
see
did.
for movie maybe. Because that's definitely again, it's a more relatable scenario. So I feel
It's just
like
how
the impact
iconic
of the
Jaws
movie is
is.
a little.
Like
Yeah,
Jaws
no,
is
Jaws
considered a
is
horror
super
movie.
impactful.
I ended up not doing it though, but I was close. And another good one that could have been included was Reagan from The Exorcist, but I feel like the movie's more iconic than the character.
Nah, man, I think you know they're still all great picks. They're all worthy.
So as a little recap, my four picks was Jason, Michael, Freddy, and Ghostface. And Josh, your four picks was
Jason, Leatherface, Leprechaun, and Freddy.
man, I could get with your list if you took off Leatherface. I mean not Leatherface, Leprechaun.
Leopard, yo, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Have you ever seen the Leprechaun movie where he does the fan trick, bro? Or
I've
even just
seen
the. I think I like Leprechaun a lot because it's a little bit of comedy, it's a little bit of a thriller, a little bit of horror attached to that thrill, and then the storylines are pretty decent throughout the movies, even though they're old.
I've seen the Leprechaun, but I was like a little kid when I watched it. I don't really remember much.
Bro, this man tricked homeboy into thinking that his girlfriend was a giant metal bladed fan, bro, and she was undressing and had him walk straight into the industrial size fan, bro, and just get torn to shreds, bro.
That's insane. What?
Yeah, bro. Like the kill was they're like if we're talking like, how good the kills are, yeah, man, that would have to be one of he makes them a lot of or he tortures them slowly as he's hunting them down, bro. Like, yeah, he was and he's like freaking 3 feet, bro.
You know what's another good movie that mixes comedy with horror well? Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I really liked that movie as a kid.
Yeah. I
I ain't seen it in a while.
I got a question for you. What
What's
would
up?
you rate as the worst horror movie you ever seen?
This movie called it was Bunny Man. I don't remember the exact name. It was Bunny Man something. It has some other words behind it, but it was the third Bunny Man movie.
Yeah, that's wild.
My
I watched this
brothers
movie
watched it.
one time. Go ahead, go ahead.
Me and my brothers was watching like the worst movies we could find on Tubi. So we watched the Bunny Man trilogy. They were all terrible, but the third one was definitely the worst.
Yeah, I watched a movie called Pumpkinhead, and I wanted to unalive myself. It's like, oh my god, bro! They might as well have kept the strings and all that in the movie, and you know,
Nah, that's wild, bro. You really
yeah,
hated
they
that movie.
might have. I bet you if they made it look more or less like a play, I might have liked it.
It's funny, bro. You just gave me a good idea for a future subject for a video. You was talking about the best kills. We could do like a whole like not like a top 10 list or anything, but just like
No,
talk about
we
best
could
kills.
do a top 10, maybe like a top 20. You do 10, I do 10.
It's just it's so many movies though. I won't feel comfortable making a top 10 because I know I'll be leaving something out. So just to
Well,
like talk about some of the best kills,
yeah, yeah, highlights,
yeah,
highlights.
just some highlights because there's gonna be someone that's like talk about some movie that we never heard of that came out in 1974 from that was took place in Hungary.
Right.
Talking
Yeah,
about that kid.
a lot of horror films that are, what's the word I'm looking for? From other countries are definitely darker.
That's a fact. What's it called? There's one I want to use for a future episode. Uh, there's a couple from I want to use on future episodes from other countries. I think that'd be a cool little thing we do, like do some foreign movies, and then like for an episode and have like we review movies that from this country for one episode and review movies from another country from one episode.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
That'd be
And
cool.
yeah, man, we're gonna get into some crazy movies the more we go through this and more in depth stuff.
That's a fact. We're gonna get better the more we get into it. The in between conversations and stuff, all that. It's gonna get more fluid the more the episodes go.
Right.
But are there anything else you want to say before we end this episode?
Nah, man, I think, just to recap it up and we can head on out.
All right. So everyone, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment too. Comments do the most. Subscribe, turn that bell on, all that good
Yes,
stuff.
sir.
It's
Please
been a
do.
pleasure for y'all tuning in. It's been good chopping up with you in this episode, Josh. This has
Absolutely,
been
Charlie.
episode 1 of the Whispers in the Dark podcast.
Yes, sir.